Hello everyone, my name is Nina Gaskell. I'm 69 years old, a grandmother of 3, retired legal secretary, and I've produced a book on African fusion. Before we start, you might want to know, what is African fusion? Fortunately, all the ingredients I've used in writing my book, they're not all from Africa. They're from different parts of the world. I've sourced ingredients from China, I've sourced ingredients from India and beyond. And on that basis, I've coupled all these ingredients and fused them in different exciting ways so that when you buy my book, you'll see how these ingredients have been fused together to suit the Western palate. I'll give you a typical example. You might want to know what are all these ingredients all about. Apparently, the ingredients I've used in my book are things like yam, plantain, black-eyed beans, okra, sweet potato, and so on. And some of the ingredients I've sort of gleaned from the Indian continent or the China are things like chow chow, which is a very green vegetable the Indians use in their curry. Also, I've gleaned from China like the Chinese vegetables vegetable, for instance, they use in their salad and so on. So I've got all these ingredients together, fused them, so that it'll be easy for use in a different way instead of going either the Indian route or the Chinese route. So I've simplified everything so that it will suit everyone. I mean, the interesting one is my chow chow vegetable, for instance. The Indians cube it very small and use it in their curry, but I haven't taken that route at all. What I've done with this chow chow ingredient, for instance, is use it like ratatouille, which is tomatoes, onions, garlic, and so on and so forth. And I've chopped this chow chow very finely and use it in a form to make a ratatouille, which you can use as a side dish if you're serving fish, chicken, meat, or whatever you're preparing. And secondly, I've used black-eyed beans also in my book. And the way I've prepared black-eyed beans, you might wonder, yes, black-eyed beans, we all know about black-eyed beans, but there are very different ways you can prepare it. The way I've prepared my black-eyed beans is to fuse it in the form of English shepherd's pie. In this instance, just follow the same principle as you will do your shepherd's pie. So instead of using mincemeat as the base, I've used my black-eyed beans as the base, season it, and then top it with prepared sweet potato, which I've mashed with some butter, with some milk. Top it, and then finish it off with Parmesan cheese. You don't really need to use Parmesan cheese. You can use cheddar or any cheese of your choice. Bake it in the oven for about 20 minutes. And that's how I've come about preparing my black-eyed beans pie. And also, what I've done, I've prepared a kind of moussaka. Instead of using aubergine, like you'll use in doing your day-to-day moussaka, in place of aubergine, I've used plantain. And the same principle is the same. Likewise with okra, instead of using okra like the Indians do, so what I've done with okra is discard the seeds because that's what gives it that gooey, sticky feeling. So what I've done is discard the seeds, rub some olive oil all over the okra, stuff it with Philadelphia cheese, season it with some paprika pepper, and bake it in the oven for about 20 minutes. And you can just use it just like ordinary canapé. I mean, there are so many more different ingredients. You get the book, you'll be spoiled for choice. And also, my purpose of also writing this book is to appeal to the family. And most of the recipes in my book are family orientated, because you'll hear in some cases where parents will say, oh, my child doesn't like vegetables, wouldn't eat vegetables. It's a problem because they won't eat vegetables. Obviously, vegetables are good for children. But in my book, I've prepared it in such a cunning way that if you follow the principle and how I've prepared some of the vegetables in there, the kids will love it. They will even come back and ask for more. And that's how I've formed my book, to appeal to the masses. And also, I haven't forgotten my vegetarian friends. There are so many recipes in there that will appeal to vegetarians also. And having said that, you only need to purchase my book to see where I'm coming from. You might be wondering, how did she know all this? She must have gone to cookery school or whatever. I can assure you, all what I've learned is from the University of Life. You might be wondering, where is this university? I'd love to attend it myself. Well, unfortunately, University of Life doesn't exist. It exists in the sense that all what I've achieved to this present point is all self-made. That's my interpretation of University of Life. On that basis, I'm sure if I can achieve what I've done, everybody else can do it. Because you reach a certain age in your life, you say to yourself, do you know what? I've retired. What do I do next? And that's how I came about writing this book. Because you see some people in their late 60s or early 70s, retired, they become completely lost. You've got to keep that brain completely occupied. And that was the purpose of my writing my book. Because I thought, if I engage myself, experimenting, fusing things together, getting people to taste what I've prepared, from their reaction and from the feedback I get from them, that's what inspired me to write this book. Because all the feedback I got from when I started has been very interesting indeed. And it's been very encouraging. That gave me the impetus to come about my book. And I do hope you'll go to my website and see what is in there. Because once you go into my website, it tells you everything I've done. It gives you all different kinds of recipes and how you can fuse them together. So I do hope you'll patronize me by going to my website and alternatively purchase my book. If you can't purchase it directly from me, you can get it from Amazon or you can get it from Waterstones. So there are quite a few windows open for you to acquire my book. And I do hope you do. I can assure you, you won't be disappointed. So I do hope to see you all soon. And thank you very much for listening. Thank you.